What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. Seal, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, man. How about yourself, bub?
Doing good. I guess we should start out by shouting out the SEC Special Teams Player of the Week, which I don't want to sound sexist, but I don't know why she is the SEC Player of the Week. But shout out to Sarah Fuller being the first woman to play. Big negative shout out, a scrub out, if you will, to Vanderbilt, who couldn't even get the ball in the fucking field goal range. But, that's not her fault. But yeah, the first woman to suit up and actually we playing a game. Only got to do one kickoff because Vanderbilt can't score. But hey, shout out to her. The world's moving forward, man. There's been those talks all the time about like Alex Morgan being a kicker and stuff like that, but we finally got somebody to do it. So shout out to Sarah Fuller.
Yeah, and it's crazy. They were showing like a hype tape kind of thing, and they weren't showing really the kicks. They were just showing a little celebration kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was interested to see if she would be able to get a field goal because I mean, we used to practice and stuff with you getting field goals in, but there wasn't 6'7" guys to be able to block it, and soccer players aren't usually trying to kick the ball up. They're just trying to drive that damn thing. So
well, goalies can freaking boot, on goal.
Oh yeah. And they had somebody holding it for her. I don't feel like it was any wind. The Mizzou, the 1,000 times they kicked off, they didn't have a hold. So I feel like that had to do with being a goalie and wanting the ball on the ground and not up on a tee.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, why she got Special Teams Player of the Week, that's a little absurd after just one play. But hey,
especially since Kadarius Toney ran a punt back for a touchdown.
Yeah, but she didn't allow a kick return of any kind.
That's true.
They didn't pin the defense really bad. They had good 65 yards at their back. So she did get the job done pretty damn good as a kickoff person. But
I was excited that she was the one kicking off because I thought they were going to be like, she's the field goal person, but this other guy's the kickoff guy. So it was cool to see that she was the kickoff person too.
Yeah, it was. It was really cool.
I wish it wasn't for Vanderbilt because we knew they weren't going to get in position to score at all, which really sucks. But
oh yeah, now is she on the team the rest of the way, or?
I would assume so. Was it a special situation for why she is?
I mean, yeah, kicker? I feel like all their kickers got hurt. They had tryouts that week, and she won the tryouts.
Gotcha. I thought it was just because they were shitty, and they were like, you know what? Let's try to get in the news. But I don't like Vanderbilt. This is nothing against her or women at all. I just don't like Vanderbilt.
Dude, no. I mean, and I really do feel like we had Kimbo.
Yeah.
A lot of people know Kimbo Troiano was literally a man among boys when she was playing football. But I just feel like with the locker rooms and all that shit, I don't see how that would happen in the NFL really. But
for to be a kicker, school, it's a little easier.
Yeah, but to be a kicker and stuff, I could totally see it. I mean, they don't have to be really in the locker room and all that stuff.
But I mean, she would have to either not shower or wait till everyone's out of the facility and take more time. And like,
I'm sure the coach has a shower or something. One of the coaches has a shower in their office or something.
Especially
like that.
Vanderbilt, they make a lot of money. They definitely have
there's got to be guest showers and stuff like that around.
And she probably still has a women's locker room in the college, because it's still college. But like you said, the NFL wouldn't have that, so it's a little different. But the cheerleaders have to have a locker room and stuff. So.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's stuff underneath the stadium bleachers and stuff. There's different rooms and all that shit, and there's got to be a separate showers and stuff like that. But I mean, if you're going to want to be in the NFL playing any position, that's something you're going to have to deal with, and you're just going to have to bite the bullet on that. And I also feel like if it's a female playing football, she could really care less what balls she sees before she gets ready to play football.
Kim didn't give a shit. Kim was like, I'll shower wherever, and the high school was like, no, you won't. You got to go to the girls' locker room. She was just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, but it's definitely possible. I feel like we'll see it one day, but she's going to have to kick better than that. Didn't kick it out of bounds. I mean, I know
some people are saying it was out of bounds. I was like, no, it wasn't.
No.
And it could have been intentional. They really, who knows? They were behind by 20 points already at that time. They might have been wanting to try to get the ball right back.
Yeah, just squib it.
I haven't heard from the coach to know if it was intentional.
Coach got fired the next day.
I didn't even see that.
Got fired the next day.
Yeah, well, shout out to her moving the game forward. We love to see that. It's awesome. So. That's really cool. It sucks that Vanderbilt could not do anything. And I didn't watch the game. I don't know how close they got, but it was sad. But I know you guys were probably looking and really hyped up and looking for a Just Off the Post show on Tuesday or whatever it was. But I decided to follow suit of the team and not show up. And that's the way I'm going to leave it. No, they looked good for a little bit, but it was just too much, man. This season was too much. Just injuries, COVID, everything just hit us where it hurts. And we had a chance to tie it up, and Carlos Vela basically passed the ball to the keeper on a PK. So it just wasn't working out for us. And Vela, as we all know, wasn't really in game shape because he missed the whole season. So it was the season from hell for us, and we still made it into the playoffs and aren't the Galaxy. So I'm pretty happy about that. Next year, hopefully we'll still have Rossi or Rodriguez and those guys, but we might not. And hopefully next year is better. We won't have Vermeer, I'm pretty sure. I can't imagine we're going to try to bring Vermeer back.
Yeah. But definitely going to have to figure out the keeper situation.
Well, Ciciega's fine, but
you gotta hope nobody wants to pick up Rossi. I haven't really heard too much chatter since all the COVID shit really started, and what's it been, about 2 or 3 months since I heard him going anywhere. So hopefully we can keep him around for another year. We got as many forwards as a fucking soccer team could ever want, but it looks like we're holding on to a string with a couple of them. And I do not want it just to be Vela and Wright Phillips out there next year.
Well, presumably we will be able to get defenders because there's an expansion draft because of, who are they? South Carolina or some team that has a new team coming in. So teams have to basically drop people like we did when we lost Lee Wynn to Miami. So that's going to happen. And then hopefully we can jump in with all this money that we have from losing Dio and losing Zimmerman and all these other guys. Hopefully we can say, hey, we'll take those defenders right there that you guys decided you didn't want anymore. So that's the goal. But Orlando also lost to the 8th seed New England. So the 8th seeded New England is doing work with Columbus on their east side. And then tomorrow or today, Monday, will be the western side. So I really don't care. I want FC Dallas to win, although I think they're going to lose to Seattle. But a friend of mine plays for FC Dallas, so I'd love to see him win. That'd be really cool. So Fafa Pakal, shout out to him. If he ends up winning, he's a starter for FC Dallas. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. If he ends up winning the whole thing, that would be pretty exciting. But I think it's Seattle's or Columbus's to lose. And I'd rather it be Columbus just because I don't want Seattle to have back-to-back. That would be another record in their cap that they could look at. So I don't want that.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm happy Portland lost.
Me too.
I'm very happy Portland lost. So, I mean, it is what it is. Got to go to next year. I mean, we knew coming into this game that we had our backs against the wall, but the way they showed up to play, like you said, they didn't. And that was really pitiful to see. So,
how much longer do you think Bob goes with us?
He's got another 2 at least.
You think he wants to coach that long? You think he's not.
What else is he going to do? Yeah, what else is he going to do?
I don't know. He's not going back overseas to coach or anything. So, yeah, maybe.
And I don't know soccer that much, but who are you going to have replace him? Like, is there any talks? Are there any interest in anybody else?
No, not really. Like, there's really not anybody clamoring for MLS jobs, you know? Like, Bob Bradley is really the best that you could have. And unless you just get lucky and find an assistant coach that turns out to be amazing. The guys we get are Thierry Henry, which I love him as a player, but he is not a great coach. And those are the guys that come to the MLS, the people trying to revive their career. So as long as Bob wants to stay, I don't think we're going to fire him. I'm just saying he might retire at some point. But I think he wants to be the guy that brings us a championship. So if he thinks that we still have that chance, then he'll stick around. If we lose Rossi and Blessing and Rodriguez, and for some reason Vela decides he wants to go try again in Europe, then maybe Bob will be like, you know what, I'm done. But until then, I don't think it'll happen. I think we're good.
Yeah, I hope not. Holy shit, I love Brad. Bob Bradley. I love Bob Bradley.
I just hope that he doesn't put Michael Bradley on the team whenever something goes on. What's up?
So this game's pretty much called, right? Carson just threw another pick. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the Eagles have 192 total yards.
Oof.
DK Metcalf has 177 receiving yards.
I saw he was whooping them boys in the first half.
Dude, that's insane.
I picked Seattle, which, I mean, I'm not bragging since it was against Philly, but I picked them for my eliminator challenge, so I'm still rolling in my eliminator challenge, and we're on the back half of the season. I'm looking pretty good, man.
Good shit. Real quick, though, I want to get your take. I know we don't really have too much to talk about this week. But college football, college basketball, it seems like we'll probably have 2 or 3 weeks of trying to have it go on, and then we're just going to fall off, and COVID's going to get the best of it.
Never know. UCF got a victory, baby.
Yeah, shout out UCF real quick.
All right, sorry. College football, what's up?
But so it's pretty much the Gators – or we're just trying to win out and get through to the SEC championship game and hope we beat Bama.
Right.
Putting up 34 points on a team that had fucking like 20 guys not even being able to suit up. That's not looking 7 points in the first quarter. I'm worried as fuck. Your thoughts?
I'm not really worried. I mean, I'm worried that we can't stop Alabama. I'm not worried about the scoring.
I'm not worried about being able to stop Bama.
Florida, really? Mac Jones is good, bro.
Our secondary is beast too.
Show me the game film, dog. I'm not excited. Don't do it on the podcast.
Oh no, I'm not.
I thought you were looking up game film to show me that the secondary's beast. Our secondary's beast on paper, but we let in a lot of just missed opportunities. But I think we'll win out. I mean, that shouldn't be an issue. And I think it's just complacency at this point. You know, Kyle Pitts is still working his way back into it, and he looked fine. He only had 1 catch in the first half. Yeah, it was a 58-yard touchdown, but he only had 1 catch in the first half. So that they're trying to work his way back into it as well. And, yeah, we really needed Tony to break it open. It looked like they were actually going to give us a struggle for a little bit until Tony said, no way, and he juked like 4 people out of their shoes and took it to the house. But
dude, he's insane. He didn't
a joystick, bro. He just has a joystick.
We didn't need him on offense at all.
No.
And he went nuts on special teams.
But yeah, I mean, we'll win out. It's just, and the sad part is Notre Dame's going to win out at least up until the ACC championship. Clemson looks like they're going to dominate now that Lawrence is back. And who knows with Ohio State, they might not play again. They might have like 4-0 at the end of the season, and they'll still be in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I feel like Texas A&M's going to fall. They had a shitty showing against LSU, a team that everybody's been able to rout this year.
Right.
They didn't look really good at all. Georgia fucking pulled the brakes out on South Carolina. So we're not really going to jump up too much, but
right.
We should be on the inside looking out. Now I feel like we should jump Texas A&M for that spot, being like the first one out per se. But I don't know. That showing on Saturday scared me a little bit. I feel like, yeah, our defense will probably give up 35, 45 points against Alabama, but I've always been very, very confident in the fact that we could probably put up at least 55 against them, and did not feel like that on Saturday whatsoever.
I never felt that way, but I think we'd be ready. We'd be hyped. They're not Kentucky, you know, they're Alabama. Like, it would be a different beast.
Yeah. And
we are used to beating Kentucky.
I tried to send you the clip. You weren't able to watch it, but Dan went off on our defense coordinator. I forget his name. Weatherman or some bullshit like that. I hate the guy. But he went off on him during the game. It had to be in the first quarter, I feel like, after they gave up that pitiful touchdown.
Yeah.
And but so hopefully that lights a fire underneath their asses and gets them showing up, because a team like Kentucky shouldn't be able to even get in field goal range against the Gators.
Well, the worst case scenario happened for Cincinnati, and that's that they couldn't play an easy game, that they were about to drop 80 on this team, and they didn't get to play. So that sucks for them. They should still get to play Tulsa, which will be huge. But
isn't it kind of weird how the American just went ahead and made it a no contest, and you have people like in the Big 12. Yeah, the Big 12 that are making Oklahoma and West Virginia happen just in hopes that Oklahoma can keep climbing up.
Well, I think it's also because Oklahoma still has a shot at the Big 12 championship. Cincinnati's already clinched their spot in the championship game, so it really doesn't need to be played. But they would have just run roughshod and really showed. But I don't know if that shows the committee good things or bad things if you beat the shit out of a bad team. I don't know if they like that or not.
No.
So, but they also wanted North Carolina to beat Notre Dame, and that was looking pretty promising for about 2.5 quarters, and then Notre Dame ended up just walking all over them there at the end. But there are too many teams because they won't even jump Texas A&M. I don't think even with an AAC victory if Texas A&M goes undefeated. So
really,
I don't think so, unless it would put them 5th. The committee might do it to put them 5th and go, oh, sorry guys, you're so close. But too much stuff has to happen, and Auburn didn't show up against a Nick Saban-less Alabama. So,
yeah. Oh yeah, and I do. So yeah, this is why I feel like they should put it this year at least to 6 teams. So like you said last week, they can put Cincinnati in, they can get their asses rolled by Clemson one time real quick, and they can be like, okay, see, you guys lost by 45 points. You do not deserve to be in here. I don't care how good your top team is in any given year. They're not going to be better than the number 1 ever, which UCF fans are going to take that a little salty after 2017. But it is what it is, man. But I said some shit last week that was not true, and I want to kind of recant on it.
right.
I was trying to get the college playoffs to extend the people allowed in it, as every other league has. That is not the case. The NFL has not do that, and it seems all the bullshit going on this week with the Steelers-Ravens game and continues to go on. They aren't going to allow it to happen. So there is a little clause. They will allow an extra team in on each side if they have to go to a Week 18 and with playoff implications on the line.
They would just make that a playoff game, the Week 18.
I have no idea. That's
probably what they mean. They'd probably be like, well, this is a playoff game. We're letting in another team. And it's like, get out of here.
I mean, yeah, that could be how they were swinging it, but I have no idea how like the intricacies of that ruling is. I just know that if there's a Week 18, then they will add an extra team on each side of the fence into the playoffs because they're already going to have the bye week and all that shit. They already reformed that. So,
but there wouldn't be a bye week if there's 8 teams.
I have no idea how it would happen. Absolutely have no clue how the fuck it would happen if they'd have the 2-team bye weeks and then whatever. I don't know. I have no idea how it would happen, but it seems like we're not going to be able to figure it out because they came out today saying that, no, we're not going to have a Steelers game on Tuesday. We're moving that to Wednesday, and then we're moving a Sunday game to a Thursday, and then a Thursday game to a Sunday, and they're doing everything they can not to let a Week 18 happen.
Before we jump on that, because Eddie has a lot of mad points to make that I'll try to make for him, but let's take a real quick break and let's talk about our sponsor, Manscaped. They are here. I have been bundled up because it actually starting to get cold here in Cali, which is awesome. Not cold, but if you live in Florida or Cali, it's getting kind of cold.
Yeah.
And because I'm bundled up, you know what's happening downstairs. But if you keep it clean, you keep it shaved, you keep it spritzed and all that mess, you're going to be good. And Manscaped is here to help you with that.
Absolutely. And if you're like me and you like to do the No Shave November, it does not count for downstairs, especially if you have somebody in the house who does not like you to have No Shave November ever in your life. Do not do it downstairs. It is not, I don't know why I don't have my words today. It's not, I don't know what I'm looking for there. It's not the best thing to do. It's not the best idea. You want to keep shade
ideal,
down there.
Not ideal?
It's not ideal. Ooh, yes,
nice.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mr. Thesaurus over there. I don't even think that's right. But fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, that
you know it is right. The Lawnmower 3.0 for your ball sack. It gets everything. You won't get cut. You can do it in the shower, which I like to do, and it won't die on you. You don't have to worry about keeping your back to the water.
Shower too.
And hopefully the water doesn't get it down and all that stuff like that. It's waterproof. You're not going to cut your balls, so you can kind of just go Wiley man and just get it going and don't really have to take your time.
Yeah, and you don't cut anything. Like when you're like cleaning that shit out, you can just do whatever. It's nice.
I love the Lawnmower 3.0. It's the best thing in the world, and you need to get it.
For sure. And of course, like I mentioned in my little brief, your balls are sweaty intro, you also need the cleanser and the deodorant and stuff. Crop preserver. That stuff is so good, man. That Seal talks a lot on that. If you use that like right when you get out of the shower, if you kind of dry off, do your thing, it keeps you from really getting that nasty feeling when you get sweaty balls. Everybody knows what that feels like, at least guys. And it keeps that from happening. It really, really keeps you, I don't want to say lubricated. That sounds really gross, but it keeps you lubricated down there, but not in the sexy way, in the non-smelly and good way, which is sexy. So I guess it is.
Yeah, if you're like me, you used to use cornstarch to make gravy half the time. This shit is amazing.
True. But yeah, so that's what you need to get. You need to get those, and they all come in that perfect package 3.0, I think is what it's called, right? And it comes with the water point. I don't have my words either, man. It comes with the lawnmower 3.0 and all of those crop preserver, crop reviver, crop whatever else's. And then it still comes, if you use our code, it comes 20% off and free shipping and boxers and a cool leather pouch thingy. So go over to manscaped.com, use our code no scrubs. That's all one word, no scrubs, at checkout, and you'll get 20% off and free shipping with any purchase. But the Perfect Package 3.0 is my advice to you because it's worth it. Okay, so let's talk about the NFL now. We'll start with the shit show that is the Steelers and Ravens, because Eddie has been blowing up my phone with how angry he is that the Ravens are just gaming the system. He sent me an article about how the Ravens are basically using Roger Goodell to get their way and do exactly what they want. And he has a point. I mean, the Broncos just had to play a practice squad dude that threw more interceptions than he did completions in their game, which is pretty rough. And shout out to him. I don't want to belittle the man. He tried, but it really shows how important the quarterback position is. And the Steelers were going to get a huge benefit by not having to play against Lamar Jackson. They should still. I think he's still out for whenever the hell they try to play this game, unless they keep moving it back. But that's huge to not have these guys. And I don't really know why they keep postponing it, but it's at the Ravens' request, and it seems to be working. Why won't Goodell just say no? Like, play the game.
I don't know. I feel like the Ravens have always kind of had an in with the uppers in the NFL. I mean, they've had a murderer be able to play. No, I'm kidding. But no, the Ravens seem to always be able to get their way with bullshit, and they don't get fines when they should. They're able to acquire guys that are kind of iffy, and it never gets looked into and shit like that. Wow, who was it? Fuck, one of their receivers. I think it was when they got rid of Steve Smith, or when they acquired him. It was for like a 5th round or some shit, like something bogus. And it just went right under the table. Like, yeah, we don't even care how that shady shit happened, but that's cool. So I feel like they always seem to get away with it. But yeah, and this is why we have the extra people on the practice squads. This is why you're able to put Des Bryant on your practice squad so he can come out and play receiver. This is why you have 5 quarterbacks if you want to this year. Like, there's so many things that every 32 teams has been put in front of them for this shit not to happen. And the Steelers just keep getting fucked. And this is all from the Titans-Ravens game. So this is crazy. They just keep getting fucked by the Titans left and right, man. But I feel bad. And I kind of get it for the Ravens a little bit if this Broncos game wasn't allowed to happen and this was pushed back. Like, yeah, there's way more than just the quarterback room. It was the quarterbacks and the quarterbacks for the Broncos and all the running backs for the Ravens, and then like 6 dudes on the defensive side. Mm-hmm. So it's
they're
more
up to
than
like 19 people or something.
Yeah, it's insane. It's
with
more
coaches and everything.
Yeah, it's more than just with the Broncos of it being in their quarterback room and their quarterbacks can't play. So that really fucking sucks. But you have your practice quarterbacks in there too, like learning all that shit too.
Yeah.
So I mean, they were pretty fucked and their hands were tied at that point in time. And good thing they had a receiver that played in high school and a little bit of Wake Forest to kind of look like a quarterback in there a little bit while you handed the ball off.
He had terrible numbers at Wake Forest. I don't know if you looked.
Yeah. I liked how they were doing the Wildcat with pretty hair boy. Holy shit, Lindsay.
Peyton Lindsay or Lindsay Peyton? What
Philip
is it?
Lindsay.
Philip Lindsay.
Yeah. they look good out of that. They came right off rip out of that and was busting out some good runs with that going on. They should have just kept doing that.
That game was boring as shit to watch,
oh,
dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
It came on Red Zone every time. I'm just like, why are you showing this? Nobody
we had
cares.
a couple of Broncos fans show up, and I was like, really? You're really going out to watch this? That's horrible.
Yeah, but the COVID thing is getting crazy, man. With winter too.
I saw something. It was a Ravens player kind of replying to somebody just shitting on the Ravens, and they're like, dude, we just want to make sure we can get enough negative tests to be able to go out there and fill up all the positions, which I understand that.
Right.
But at the same time, can't you get a practice linebacker to be the safety? Because they had to get a fucking wide receiver. They had to get a wide receiver to be a quarterback. They had to. Yeah. They couldn't just keep. So why does the Ravens get to, oh, yeah, we'll wait? No, you can have a wide receiver play cornerback like they had a wide receiver play quarterback. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And it's absurd. If I'm the Steelers, I'm absolutely fucking livid. And I might show up the first play of the game and not put anybody on there and just get a fucking play. Hey, listen. No, nobody wants to show up to play. We won't show up to play either. Shit, let's show up tomorrow. Why not do a Thursday game? Fuck it. I would be the biggest, most petty person in the world on that sideline during the game on Wednesday. Absolutely.
Well, it's possible. It's possible that the Steelers go run up the score now, beat the shit out of them, and then end up losing next week. Whenever the hell they decide to play that, it looks like Monday night right now.
Yeah.
So that could be where they blow their load against the Ravens because they're so mad that maybe
Did you see the game on Wednesday is going to be played at 3:40 because NBC refuses to change up its nighttime slots?
Yeah, I don't even know what plays on Wednesday on NBC.
I don't know, but the network refused to.
Jeopardy?
Yeah,
what we play on NBC?
Man.
The Challenge?
R.I.P. Alex Trebek.
Do you ever watch The Challenge?
No. Are you talking about the MTV show, The Challenge? Roll Challenge?
One of my sports podcasts talks about The Challenge, and there's this guy named Johnny Bananas who apparently is like the Michael Jordan of The Challenge. I don't know.
It's not on NBC. That's on MTV. And Bananas he's I don't know if I'd call him Michael Jordan. He doesn't win every time. I'd call him LeBron. He's there all the time. He doesn't win it all the time, but he's there all the time. I call him LeBron.
They basically said he's the GOAT, I think, more so.
He is.
He plays like.
But he's like 45 years old, and he's still going around doing this shit with a whole bunch of 25, 30-year-old people. So.
But it's feats of strength and stuff, right? Like, is it like how Survival was?
Oh, dude. There was this one they did. It was a couple years ago. It might have been like 3 or 4 years ago now. But there was just like in a pit, and they had to try to get this flag off of a pole.
Oh, geez.
This man said, fuck going for the flag on the pole first. I'm going to make sure you don't get to it first. And then I'm going to go. This guy's just had eye on the pole and then hit. Oh,
so could you like eliminate people or what was it that he?
So this was for them to be able to stay in. Like these dudes, one of these guys is out.
Whoever got the flag, like
whoever gets the flag stays on the show pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
This dude's tactic was eye on the flag, get the flag. Other dude's tactic was shoulder, face, you're done. Now I'm getting the flag. He wasn't able to get up to get the flag. Right when he hit, dude died. He didn't really die, but dude died. They stopped everything. Got the little paramedic people in there, and he was like, so I win, right? Like, he's not going to get the flag. We're good. Like,
jeez.
Bro, that shit gets real. Like, people get fucked up. And the challenges that Bananas is in a lot is the ones, all the old winners and all that shit.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much the same 15, 20 guys and girls that show up every year.
Right.
But yeah, they're still the same challenges they were doing 10, 15 years ago when they first got into it. Primed athleticism. And it's still great to watch.
I don't know. I heard about it on a sports podcast. And I was like, is there a sport I'm missing out on? What is going on over here?
No, it's awesome. I feel like it's a good couple show. There's a lot of the drunk drama and stuff that the missus would like.
Oh, is it like, because it's like real world type stuff too?
Mm-hmm.
So they still have that drama crap?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they all stay in the same house and all that stuff. It's awesome.
All right. Well, anyways, back to football. But so my guy, he's not really my guy, but Tom Brady looked a little bit better not playing in prime time. The Bucs almost came back and got KC, but Tom throws some weird interceptions this year, man. He is not on the same page as his receivers. And you'd think at first I gave him a few breaks, whatever, but 12 games in, you need to be on page with your receivers at this point. And I know we finally have a bye week, so we can hopefully get on the same page because they don't practice a ton during the season. It's more films and things like that. So hopefully he can get on the same page because we lost to the Chiefs by 3 with a chance to win if Brady wouldn't have blew it at the end. So it's like, what team are we? What Tampa Bay team is going to show up? It's crazy.
That's what sucks. I mean, it's late in the season. You're still trying to figure out your identity.
Yeah.
But I also feel like you guys had the mindset of we're going to at least get a wild card. Is if we get in there, these are all we're just can't get it. Not figuring it out. What do they do? The dance performers, the practices, these are just rehearsals. We're just rehearsing. All right. I know these are live games, but we're just rehearsing. We're trying to figure it out for the playoffs. And the only good sign out of that, if you are a Tampa fan, they only lost by 3 to a team that can literally score 50 on you. They have the top 2 receivers in the league on the same team right now.
And they scored 20 points in like 3 possessions. And then our defense said, all right, no more.
Yeah. But Tom was force feeding the fuck out of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
You have to like seeing that. He wasn't forgetting about them. He wasn't spreading it. I mean, he did throw it to a lot of people, but he wasn't.
Gronk was our leading receiver, which isn't great, but.
But he was making Gronk plays of 2015.
Yeah, that's true.
Running the seams, getting the over the shoulders. I mean, he looked like old Gronk. So that was good to see. But I like how he didn't lose Mike Evans or Chris Godwin. Cameron Brate, I probably wouldn't have threw it to him as much as he did. But you got to like the fact that he was binding them to a lot.
Yeah, and I think I agree with you because now that the Saints won again and we lost again, and that's pretty much a lock. So because we have 4 games left and they have 5, I think, and there's 3 games with a tiebreak above us, somewhere around there. So it's pretty much game over in that scenario, and we're pretty much guaranteed a playoff berth unless we absolutely collapse. But we have some crappy teams ahead of us, so I don't know why we're not trying for 5th place. Like, sadly, the Rams beat us, so that was the big hit. And maybe that's why we stopped trying, because now we're a tiebreak game under the team that we're trying to get over. So I hope that's the case. I hope they're just going through the motions and practicing on the field. I mean, that'd be great, but sometimes I worry that that's not the case. But
yeah, you just got to stop throwing the ball in Fournette. He didn't drop it. He didn't do shit when he got it, but he's fucking ass.
At least we know what your team's going to show up, which Jaguars team is going to show up.
Hey, you listen here, son. We almost won, okay?
Baker wanted you guys to win.
We have the worst 2-point calls. Yeah. I don't know what is on that fucking sheet, but they need to burn it and start over. Like 2 weeks? No, was it? Yeah, the Texans. 2 weeks in a row now. Fucking A. Losing by 2 points, and the first week it was horrible, but we had a shot at it. This past one, there was nobody open, no shot. You have Mike Glennon long neck running out to his left.
Yeah, to the wrong side. I don't know.
Fuck out of here, dude.
Who draws up that play, but you're running to the wrong side.
I don't know. So I had some family that was at the boat parade up in Jacksonville on Friday, and Shad Khan was in town. He had his yacht. Okay. So I was very excited. Thought this was going to be the week. This is when it happens. Doug Marrone and Todd Wash is fucking Nope, them two get to stay. Fucking our GM Dave Caldwell's gone. Yeah. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, the GM needed to go too.
Well, yeah, not only, but he told Doug Marrone, hey, your coaching staff's good till the end of the year. You are good. Fuck out of here.
He wants that first pick. That he's not going to get it because the Jets want it.
Yeah, we're not going to get it, and I don't understand. So what I feel like we need to do, if we're not able to get Trevor Lawrence, we just need to get Kyle Pitts second. Get a fucking good tight end. We have Tyler Eifert, who is looking really good right now for us. He's not crippled like he was every other season. He's actually healthy. He's looking good. He's running good routes. But Kyle Pitts is going to be absolutely insane, I feel like, in the league. But when I say
he's
that,
a beast.
I look back on Trey Burton, who we all thought was going to be a beast as well coming out of Florida, and he hasn't really done too much. He got a ring, but he really hasn't done too much other than the Philly special.
Yeah, but Trey Burton was a quarterback that like became a tight end and like whatever. Pitts is just a
I have a
God mode Heisman tight end.
I have a Facebook post that I made back in 2009, and it said, "Are you ready for next year?" And I had Trey Burton, and I had Godfrey for UCF.
Oh my god!
Because like we had just got him, and he was going to be our starting quarterback, and then Trey Burton was about to become our starting quarterback,
and then neither one stayed quarterback.
Yeah, Godfrey did something a little bit, and then Trey Burton lost the job to Driscoll and ended up the tight end.
So Driscoll and Bortles became the guys for the thing instead.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Awesome. I think I saw Godfrey do something in like Canadian Football League.
Really?
Not this year, because
I wonder what AC Leonard's doing. Remember AC from Palaca High?
I remember the name.
He went. He was playing for Saskatchewan and the Green team, and he was doing work for a while. I don't know what happened, but yeah. But yeah. Anyways, I want Kyle Pitts. If we do get a second pick, get Kyle Pitts, and then one of our other 10,
Kyle Pitts isn't going
11 picks. Get Kyle Trask and get Tony and
just get the Florida team.
Yeah. But no, I want Pitts and Trask for sure. We don't need any more receivers. Our receiving core is fucking loaded with a whole bunch. And a lot of teams, these guys would be the number one or the slot guy on. But we have DJ, we have Keelan Cole, we have Laviska Shenault, we have D.D. Westbrook. Colin Johnson from Texas. Did you see that touchdown?
Mm-mm.
This dude is 6'5", bro, and he outran everybody. For like a 30 yards after the catch touchdown run. Flew. But yeah, we have a good 5-6 receivers that I'm very comfortable with. We don't need Tony. I love him. He's going to be the next cheetah, I feel like, in the NFL. If he can stop doing that fucking, let me get the ball
back thing. Yeah. Every time he catches it.
It's
even on screen passes. Even on screen passes, he does.
You can't do that in the NFL. You're going to lose 2 yards every single time. So hopefully he'll learn that. But yeah, I want Kyle Trask 1,000%. I do not want Justin Fields whatsoever. I am not confident. And
Shad Khan might want him. Dude. So shout out to another UCF guy, my guy, Marlon Williams, put out today on Instagram that he has officially played his last game at UCF. So he's not going to play the bowl game, and he's going to the draft. So big shout out to him. He's been my favorite player for a couple years. I've been highly touting him. So hopefully he gets drafted and does kind of what Gabe Davis is doing for the Bills. They kind of play the same way, and he could easily do that for somebody. The Bucks don't need him. The Jags don't need him. So we'll see where he goes, but hopefully he goes somewhere.
Dolphins could use a receiver.
So
keep him close to home. What is in the water this week? There's so many college players opting out this week more than ever. They just see the end of the rainbow.
Well, a lot of the teams are done. A lot of the teams are done with the regular season. I know like the SEC still has a few more games. The Big Ten has however many more games. The Pac-12
has their whole schedule.
The rest of the teams that played during the right time, they're already done with their season. So it's a crazy year, man. It's nuts.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking we usually play the Seminoles this time of year, and that's it. Then we're waiting on bowls.
Yep.
It's insane,
Thanksgiving weekend. But now we still have, 2 more games, right?
We have 2 more. No, we have one more. I think December 12th is championship weekend.
But I thought we were playing LSU again still. Or did we mix that?
I have no idea.
Who knows? We've already clinched. We don't need to play LSU. We don't need to play LSU. Doesn't matter. If we win this week, we definitely don't need to play LSU because then we already have the tiebreaker over Georgia. So, and Alabama's a lock, so that doesn't matter. So we shouldn't have to play them if we win this week. Maybe if we lose this weekend and they say, well, Georgia still has a shot, then maybe they'll make us. But
yeah, I'm not. So currently the SEC championship is scheduled for December 19th in Atlanta.
I don't know, man. We should be more in tune with college football, but all right. So let's go back to NFL real quick. And
it's hard to be more in tune with anything right now. Everything fucking changes every day. We had this my coworker was saying, talking about the Steelers game and stuff next Sunday, and I'm like, hey, listen, I wouldn't be too sure about that. Like, Steelers are not wanting to play 2 games within fucking 6 days. Like, or what, 5 days now?
5 days.
They're not wanting to do it. They're not going to do it. That Sunday game is not going to fucking happen. And that's about the only thing that I've knew and have been right on all of 2020 when it comes to sports.
For sure.
Remember,
well,
I was in week 1 saying the Jaguars were going to go 16-0.
One thing that I was right on, and I probably said it on the podcast, and I'm sure you agreed with me because it was pretty obvious. Matt Patricia is gone from the Lions.
Yes.
We knew before the season was starting that was going to happen. We didn't know when, but he's the second coach, I guess, because Monty, or my boy, actually, I guess. Dang, what's his name? He's my boy. The guy that's now the interim coach of the Falcons, but he's looking really good.
And the Texans? Bill O'Brien got fired.
Raheem Morris.
You're talking
Raheem
about
Morris.
Quinn got fired.
Yeah, Raheem Morris is who I'm talking about. Raheem Morris is now looking really good. The Falcons are straight up dominating people. But yeah, so the dominoes are falling. Adam Gase is going to go at the end of the year after they've locked up that number one seed. That's something that I'm not insider on, but I'm pretty sure Adam Gase is going to be gone at the end of the season.
Did you see that a lot of Lions fans were sending money to Deshaun Watson's charity, thanking him for winning and getting rid of Matt Patricia?
There was ex-players coming out talking about how happy they are to see him go. Like that was rough, man. If you're Matt Patricia, like that's a big hit on your career.
We kind of had to see it coming, right? I mean, when you're talking about ex-Patriots players under him in defense, that was a fucking gritty, hold bars. Like you're a man. You're gonna come to work and you're gonna do your job. And as the head coach, doing that to everybody on the team, these prima donna receivers, these quarterbacks who've never really got yelled at, is probably not going to go. I mean, you see it coming from a lot of the offensive side of players. It's not going over well. And you kind of had to guess that and figure that was going to happen. As a defensive coordinator, yes, you love that. But I don't know, man, that the San Francisco guy that everybody's talking about being a coach because he's so fiery and he's always in the guys' faces. I don't know how well that would go over as a head coach. I don't know.
You got to change your way a little
Gus
bit.
Bradley, hey, we lost by 30, guys. It's all good. That shit doesn't go over well either. But the Matt Patricia in your face, like, you better give your life to this team.
Well, especially when they're losing every single game. Yeah. And every single close game they're losing because he is shit at calling timeouts. He doesn't understand, which he's never had to. He's a defensive coach. And so then you go and you blame the players and you say that they need to be playing better. And it's like, dude, well, if you wouldn't have called a timeout when they had like 8 minutes left just because you didn't like the formation, maybe you should coach better. You know,
at least he didn't pull a Mike McCarthy. Like he is still holding to his guns. Like came out 5 weeks ago talking about the players and stuff. Like, hey, we're trying to coach them. And then the players are coming out saying they're not really coaching us.
Yeah, they might be trying, but they're not very good at it.
That ugly, the fake punt. He's like, hey, no, I don't care what y'all say. That was a really good play call. So pretty much saying I did my job right. It's the fucking players. At least he didn't do that. Didn't come out saying that. I don't understand what's going on there. Is this the one and only year of Mike McCarthy in Dallas? Or
it's got to be, dude. He must have had to just be a placeholder. He's not good. He's done. He doesn't have Aaron Rodgers. I know Dak's good, but injured. But Aaron Rodgers must have carried him to that one Super Bowl by himself. So,
hey, Green Bay looks good. Aaron and Matt Rule. Why do I keep saying that? Why do I keep saying Matt Rule?
I don't know, Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur. Yeah, they look good. But yeah, man, I don't know. I see Jerry keeping him around, but if Jerry was to get rid of a coach quick, it would have to be Mike McCarthy. But
I can see him being the guy that just flips and fires him right away, just because he's like, well, that didn't work.
Doug Marrone's going to be available. He's a
Anthony Lynn might be available.
No.
Have you watched these Chargers games, bro?
Yeah, man.
They don't lose because of talent, I'll tell you that.
I like Anthony Lynn, man. He's a
lot of people like him. That's one thing. If he loses his job, players will not be coming out saying that he's an asshole that doesn't coach. I just don't think he's good on the sideline. I don't think maybe it's going to take some experience, but he's had a few years of experience. He needs to figure it out, but they lose a lot of close games too. And it's not talent based. They have the talent.
So yeah, it's not their rookie quarterback.
Did you see this last weekend? He called a timeout just so he could punt the ball.
Oh,
which is the clock stops on a punt. Just get up there and punt it. You're fine. So he wasted one of his timeouts there and got the ball back 40 seconds later than he wanted.
I didn't have to work till 3 this week. And I usually, when I don't have to work till 3, I'll wake up and at least put the Jaguar game on. Excuse me, if it's at 1 o'clock. Well, this week I was tired of shit. And I didn't wake up until my alarm at 2 o'clock. And I decided right then and there, I don't care what the hell I'm doing next year, but when football starts, I'm done working on Sundays. Whenever I was at L House last year, I was still able to watch the games for the most part and keep in touch and keep in tune with my phone and watch all the games and kind of still stay up to par with my knowledge and shit. Being in that kitchen, it's absolutely asinine to try to keep up with everything and keep all the information sucked in by just looking at one of the TVs going off in the window and not hearing not one single game. It sucks, dude. So yeah, I'm over it. I'm ready for this season to be over only because I hate not being able to digest literally everything football from 1 o'clock to 11 o'clock on Sundays.
I bet. Well, the last thing I want to talk about before we get out of here is the never-ending saga of the NFC least, now being led by the New York Football Giants. They are 4-7. And could the comeback kid, Alex Smith, who is now 4-7 as well with Washington, those two teams are on a win streak, by the way. Daniel Jones looks like he's out for a little bit. So could Alex Smith be a playoff quarterback again? But, I mean, Washington is 4-7, like I said. But they're actually looking pretty good. Chase Young is coming into his own, really looking strong. I think just from watching a few plays on Red Zone from all of these teams, granted, I don't watch the NFC East at all, I think Washington could be the best team in this division.
Yeah, they really could, and they're definitely putting their foot in their mouth for getting rid of AP now. They could definitely use that right now. But yeah, man, that what's his name? McLaughlin?
Yeah. McLaurin?
I don't know.
I think it's McLaurin.
I have no idea what his name is, but that kid is playing out of this fucking
He's
world,
good, bro.
Dude. But yeah, no, and their defense, like you said, their defense is not the best, but if they can do anything, they can get pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah. And
they can do it quick. So, I mean, yeah, they have a chance to get into the playoffs. And we've seen with the Giants twice, they accidentally won a fucking Super Bowl by getting were they like 7-9 or some shit one of the times they won?
The Giants?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure the Seahawks are the only below 500 team to win a playoff game. That year that they hosted Green Bay or whatever in the playoffs. But I have heard some Giants fans come out and say that their dream this year is to win the division, get to face Tampa Bay, the 5 seed, and get to beat Tom Brady as an underdog one more time. And it kind of made me mad, but also made me laugh. That would be hilarious if that's what happens.
That would be. Yeah, you wouldn't be happy with that.
No, I wouldn't, obviously. But it would be funny to see Tom Brady lose to the Giants again as a favorite. This time it would not be in the Super Bowl, though.
No, but it'd still be absolutely amazing for everybody but a Tampa fan.
Right.
But yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. It was 2008.
Well, while you're figuring that out, I guess I will give a shout out to the New England Patriots now. Bill Belichick is starting to win these stupid close games and has a real shot. I mean, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but they're around sniffing distance of a wild card if the Ravens end up crapping out because of their COVID. The Raiders end up continuing the slide that they're on. And then they just need like the Colts or the Dolphins or somebody to choke, and they could be there, which would be nuts. I don't think it's going to happen, though. That would take some Herculean efforts by old Bill Belichick, but he's getting wins, and Tom Brady is not getting wins. And at about week 5 or so, it looked like Tom Brady was the clear winner of getting out of Dodge there. But the teams are getting a lot closer. I think they're only like a game and a half behind now. So it's not looking as crazy as it did before.
Yeah, the Giants finished 10-6.
Told you.
Yeah, it might have to be the other one then. But yeah, no, I think it was the last one. They had a wild card and ended up going to win the whole thing. But and then the year after that is when, 2008 was when Plexico shot himself. It was after the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was still in high school.
Don't shoot yourself if you're anyone, but if you're
gonna do it, shoot yourself in the leg. We've seen it from Plexico and that guy off of 8 Mile. Shoot yourself in the leg. Cheddar Bob shot himself in the leg with his own gun. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna shoot yourself, shoot yourself.
Because you're trying to get that thing with the holster and everything.
Dude, get that shit.
But so what else do we have to talk about? Any more shout outs anymore?
Yeah, man. Shout out Dad. It was his 60th birthday yesterday. Could not imagine that man at 60. But yeah. Happy birthday, old fuck.
He'd be fun at 60, I think.
Dude, he'd be that guy that goes to the bar and he just shows up and sees the 3 girls that all the guys are trying to hit on and just walks up, buys them a drink, and leaves the bar with them. And you're like, fucking savage. How did that happen? Like, Rusty. Oh, yeah, that's old Rusty.
Yep, that's just Rusty.
Since 89, get these females.
Yeah, man, definitely. Shout out to him. One of the many gone too soons that we have in our life. Now they're starting to add up. It's no fun.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't really have anything to shout out. Sports sucked this week.
Yeah, they did.
I think that's the major shout out that we have. But shout out Jake Paul for bringing us some kind of excitement this weekend, actually. Well, yeah. So Jake Paul knocked the fuck out of Nate Robinson.
He just woke up just now.
Did you see what Steph Curry commented on his thing?
No. During the match, he was talking about it?
Well, Steph said something about how NBA players shouldn't box. He's like, that's not our game, whatever. Well, Nate Instagram DM'd him or commented to him or whatever. I don't know how social media works, but he said, I'm going to shock the world, bro. And then after the fight, Steph Curry said, well, didn't see any lies here.
Oh, shit. He really did that?
Yeah. He shocked the world, just not in the way he wanted to.
Dude, and then, that was crazy.
And then, like, another scrub out. We don't normally scrub out people, but scrub out those dumb, rigged celebrity judges that said that was a draw. It was so stupid. And you could see it happening after the 4th round when Mike Tyson won all of them. And then you see that one judge creeping the score back up round by round. And you're like, damn it, it's going to be a draw. And and it was.
Which is dumb. Mike landed like 30 more shots.
Yeah, he looked way better. He just looked way better. Like the eye test, which I know you don't judge based off the eye test. It's a scoring system.
Especially with Roy, because, I mean, Roy kept up the same thing he did his whole career. Yeah. Hit you, leave. But it did not look so effective, and it looked.
And the hits weren't landing at all. I mean, Mike didn't get touched.
But he got that one square in the face. That was about all.
Did you stick around for the post game little conference thing when they were talking to them and like presenting?
Yeah, on the runway.
Yeah, and Mike Tyson was like, "Why are you worried about him? He hasn't fought in like 3 years. I haven't fought in like 15 years. You ain't worried about me." And I'm like, "Oh, he's got that fire back, bro. He's ready to go." And then he promised that he ain't done yet. He wants to fight some more. Mike is back.
He's definitely gonna, but the thing that sucks is he said, like, he doesn't care. He doesn't want a sanctioned fight. Like, he doesn't care about.
He wants it to be for charity and stuff. Yeah, he loves it, and that's why a lot of the boxing fans are mad because when they asked him, "Are you okay with this draw?" He said, "Yeah, I'm okay with it. It's for charity." And like the Mike Tyson that everybody knows from the 90s would not have said that. He would have been like, "Hell no!" Like, I got robbed, because he has said that before, and he didn't. He was like, "No, it's for charity. It's cool." So. I mean, shout out to both of those guys for doing that.
That's the new Mike Tyson. I mean, that's all he's been saying for the last couple years. All he does is smoke
really strong weed. And have you ever watched that hot boxing thing with him? It's like his YouTube video or show where he brings in people and they just get high on his marijuana.
I saw a clip. Who was on the show? with him, but Mike was just straight up talking shit, like just punking the kid. I was like, okay. But yeah, no, Mike, I mean, yeah, he'll punk you and stuff like that, but he doesn't want confrontation. I mean, when he's right and he feels like you're wrong, he'll tell you. But when it comes to shit like that, that's out of his hands these days, he can't do anything about it. So like he can't, at that point in time, he can't persuade the judges to change it. But if he has a view and you have a view and he thinks you're wrong, best believe that. Like in the argument when he's talking to Roy Jones, the fire is going to come out. But nowadays with shit that's not in his hands, he's a very calm, cool, collected cat.
And I'm sure he was pissed. You know, I'm sure he was pissed, but it was bigger than the boxing. You know, it was let the undercards do their thing, let them fight. These two are doing this Legends Only League. We know that Bernard Hopkins is trying to come back. He's a lot smaller than Mike Tyson. He probably will not fight Mike Tyson. Yeah. But Evander Holyfield says he's been working. If we can get more of these charity things, man, that's a huge thing. It's really
apparently
cool.
They were able to raise over $500,000.
Yeah.
So.
It brought back boxing. I mean, Seal has said on the pod before that boxing's not where it once was. It's quote unquote boring now, and especially the heavyweight division. Even with the 3 studs they have now in the heavyweight division, it still just doesn't seem. So shout out to those guys for really wanting to bring eyeballs back to the sport, and they did it. A lot of people were happy even with the draw. They said this is the best $50 that they spent, which is also the cheapest pay-per-view that you're ever going to find in your life. So that's pretty cool. But
and I like the shortened matches too, and I feel like that's what's kind of gotten away. The biggest part that keeps people off of boxing. Today's society, you have the 8-second videos, and most YouTube videos nowadays don't last longer than 2 or 3 minutes. So you have this, what now? Okay, this match we're in the 10th round and we still have 2 left. What like, can somebody win?
And the 2-minute rounds really kept them fresh because, and I know people complained about it. It's not 3 minutes, but you saw how tired at least Jones looked by the 6th, 7th, 8th round. If it were 3-minute rounds, it would have tacked on even more just exhaustion. And
it would have been all clinching.
By the time they got to the 5th, they would have been terrible. So, and maybe they will change it if they get in real fight shape or something. You never know. But they're 50.
Do 3 5-minute rounds or 5 3-minute rounds. Hit a UFC championship on them one time instead of 5 minutes. Hit them with a 5 3 minutes one time.
Have a UFC rules. That'd be cool. All right, but yeah, let's get out of here with that shout out, man. That's awesome. I love to see it come back. I love boxing, and I want it to be back hyped. Right now, the best people are the little people, and nobody likes watching the little people. So sorry, little people. But
be like Jake Paul.
Don't be like Jake Paul. Don't be
like Jake Paul on the boxing ring.
Yeah, be like Jake Paul that doesn't talk shit and go stupid stuff. And as always, be a stud, not a scrub.